Offender in custody. If anyone else follows my dusty restaurant, let me know.
I guess William's gonna be on a show tonight. BK's friend, you know. I'm still waiting. Has anybody? I don't know. Has anybody seen any of these photos be posted from these friends? And I'm talking all of them.
Yeah, we're waiting for pictures of Brian with his strictly adulthood friend.
It's been crickets. It's been crickets. You have pictures with your friends, right? I got pictures with my friends. Type one in chat if you have pictures with your friends as well.
It's gonna be old ones.
I'm still waiting. I mean, me and Elvis used to rock.
I know.
Yeah, we used to. I'm telling you, I could have like 10 shows alone on the road stories of when me and Elvis used to go on tour together. It was crazy, Rosie.
I can imagine.
I don't have any. I don't listen. Don't ask me for
more about those.
Don't ask me for any pictures with Elvis. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't have them. Okay, I don't have them. But just trust me. Me and Elvis were on the road together. Just trust me. CJ is my friend, and I have a photo. And yes, you do, buddy.
Oh,
that
you do.
That zoomed in too much. He has really proof. Do. There you go, Busby. Yeah. There you go. I have proof. That's what I'm saying. Like if you're friends, you would have a photo. When it comes to her witnessing Brian, right? The coincidence is there. I'll admit that. She showed up to deliver the DoorDash. She delivered the DoorDash. She left. When it comes to the vehicle of Koberger, when you look at all the times of when the car was coming and leaving and coming and leaving, right? When she shows up to deliver that order, it's kind of like when we were talking about what DoorDashers normally do when they show up to deliver food. The quicker they complete the delivery, the better completion rate, percentages, the analytics are better, which then in turn gives them more offers, then in turn gives them higher offers, then in turn gets them to a status where they get the better offers instead of the people that are under a certain percentage. So when people are door dashing, they're going to get there the quickest they can. They're going to deliver the food the quickest they can, and they're going to go to get back into the hot zone or get an offer pretty quick after that. They're not going to be sitting around. If they do, they're going to sit around in a hot zone. They're not going to sit around in 1122 because where's the food for them to pick up at 1122? That's why they're going to move right away, get back to a zone that's close, so then they can get the offer that's popping up at a restaurant or whatever food place that they're buying. And so when she's coming in to deliver the food, okay, and you're looking at these timestamps, all of the times that the car, okay, came through. So right here where it says 1112 King Road, these are all the blue ones right here, okay? So when she came to deliver the food, it only takes a couple minutes. So when you're looking at these timestamps, right? And she came in to deliver the food shortly within minutes of 4 o'clock. How would she know? Because she wasn't there to see. She wasn't there 20 minutes later to see when Brian supposedly was speeding out of the neighborhood at a high rate of speed. She wasn't there. When she showed up to deliver the food, how does she know what car was the killer's when she didn't? There's so many other cars there, right? So let me take you to my footage here. So keep in mind, if I'm going there to deliver, right? So Say I'm the DoorDash. I'm going there to deliver. I turn in on King Road. I turn left to Queen. Now I'm driving through here. Now, if I'm a DoorDasher, guess what? There's 2 spots that I'm parking, because when it comes to where those cones are at, I'm going to park. See where there's a spot right there on the right that has a little bit of room for a car? I can park there. Guess what? It's not that far of a walk going up. You know what I'm probably going to do? I'm probably going to park in the driveway, because I need to be able to get to the door, to put the food down, to take a photo of it as quick as possible, because the quicker I do that, the quicker I can complete the order, the better numbers I get. This is why that person wouldn't park all the way up around the freaking road there, because that is a long walk to go to somebody's freaking door. They're not going to do it. That walk alone is going to take them 30 seconds to a minute, when if they pulled up and parked where the cop was parked up, it takes 10, 15 seconds. That amount of time makes a huge difference. Huge difference when it comes to delivering food for DoorDash and your completion rate. People ain't going out there to DoorDash for the shit offers. They're going out there to DoorDash to try and make money, not it costs them money. So mostly every DoorDasher is going to have that approach, where they're going to try and get that completion as soon as possible. Because the quicker they get there, the quicker they pick up the food, the quicker they drive there, the quicker they drop it off, makes huge difference when it comes to the money.
With this DoorDasher in particular, she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to do anything too physical. She's not going to park that far away, because she can't even do the field sobriety test, according to her. So she's definitely, like, more than anyone else, is going to want to park that close if she's in pain, like she says as well.
That too. Yeah, that's a good point. If she's in pain, and you saw how she was walking when she was walking to the squad car, you saw how she was walking when she was walking around in the station. Great point, Rosie. You think she's going to take that extra walk on an elevated drive? You want to see, like, here, let me bring you to the daytime. So there's a crazy elevation when it comes to that side road. That's going to put a lot of stress on your bones if you do hurt like that.
Yeah. I mean, if she feels that she can't do the test, and that's genuine, then she can't do that walk.
Look, you already got the slope going up here. You ain't even in the driveway yet. It's already sloping up. That puts a lot of stress on your bones. You're not going to walk all the way around. You're going to take as minimal, quick route as possible, because it makes a huge difference. So you got this slope going up. Look at how vehicles sloped up. Then you got this slope going up. The top of that road is at the top of the 3rd floor deck, you guys. So think about how high the 3rd floor deck is from this spot right here. Think about how high that 3rd floor deck is from this. All right, so see this right here?
Yeah.
I could only get it in a split second. I couldn't pause it good enough. And then so you see, here's the top of the rail. Here's the handrail, okay? You see the handrail goes down to here. Here's the floorboards for that 3rd floor deck. Look. You see how high the top of that rail goes above this vehicle. That's how high this road is when you're coming up to it. The top of the rail goes above the vehicle. The floorboard goes right around here to the bottom of the tail light.
That is steep. Yeah.
So when we're going back here, you're going to tell me that she parked up here, walked down the frickin' road, down and around, and then went back up to go deliver the food. That's like a 2-minute walk. when you just, most Door Dashers pull in the freaking driveway, DoorDash something, see what happens. Have it leave at door, okay? Have it leave at door, order through DoorDash, and watch them pull up in your fucking driveway.
Right.
Because they're not doing this stuff. They're not parking on the side of the road, coming around, and then especially with what you said, they're not going to do all that extra walking. That's going to take them way long to deliver the food if they're walking that much. When we come back to these time stamps, and we see 358, 404, you may have seen a car come in, but to say that was the killers, how do you know? Because she didn't see him leave at a high rate of speed. Okay. She might have seen him come in the area, then she would have been gone by the time he came back. That it's just minutes. You pull up in the driveway, you get out, you walk up to the back door, you put the food on the stoop, you take a photo, and then you walk away and hit complete on your app. You get back in your car and you're gone. It's literally a couple minute process. So to say, yeah, I seen a car driving through the neighborhood, for officers to then switch to go from a Nissan Sentra to a Hyundai Elantra. Right after this, I don't necessarily see it happening. This is why I say it's coincidence. It's coincidence because on 12/6 they obtained a search warrant for DoorDash. On December 7th is when they put out for immediate release the 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. And then on 12/7, I received an email from DoorDash which contained the requested information. And it's one thing if the DoorDash delivery took place at the same time dude was bolting out of the neighborhood. 100%. That's obvious. Yo, this guy was bolting out of the neighborhood right after I delivered the food. That's like that, no brainer. Then all of a sudden you put out a bolo. And this is where I'm coming from. If you think that it's a Nissan Sentra, I'm talking LE. Very beginning, Nissan Sentra, December 6th, it's still Nissan Sentra before December 7th when it turns into a Hyundai Elantra. December 6th, Nissan Sentra. DoorDash lady says, hey, yeah, I saw a Hyundai Elantra pull into the neighborhood. That's going to make an investigator go, hold on, guys. Stop the Sentra. We need to put a bolo out for a Hyundai Elantra. No, it's not. Is it coincidental? Yes. But at the same time, all of this other stuff, I don't see that being the information that gave law enforcement the reason to put out a bolo. But to sit there and say, yes, in 2011 to 2013, they don't come up with that information unless the person that witnessed it is telling them that information. Just like they don't switch it from a Nissan Sentra to a Hyundai Elantra. So basically, Molly would have had to come in and tell them, yes, I saw a white Hyundai Elantra with the year between 2011 to 2013 acting suspiciously in the neighborhood. That's still not going to make them put out a bolo and switch it from a Nissan Sentra to a Hyundai Elantra. The reason I think they switched it is because of the footage, not Molly's statement. Molly's statement, you're not going to have that, oh, he was acting all crazy and drove. You don't have that. If you look at the footage that was provided to us from Dateline, the dude at 404 pulled in normal. So if you're trying to tell me that Molly then said, yeah, that car stuck out, that doesn't that doesn't make law enforcement switch the bolo. They need way more than that, unless she was that descriptive and that for sure. That's the only time they switch what car they're looking for. This is why I say when Molly's like, yeah, I got to testify. You know, I was there. I got to testify. And, Brian, this says his name. The reason she says his name is because police told her. I bet you, and this is why I said from then, I bet you if you look at the first witness statement interview that they took from that DoorDasher, I guarantee it doesn't have anything about a Hyundai Elantra. I guarantee it doesn't have anything other than I just went to drop off the food and that's all I know. I guarantee that she's not even going to be admitting to seeing Brian or seeing the Hyundai Elantra until that information was supplied to her. Hey, did you see a white Hyundai Elantra, Molly? Yes. Yes, I did. I see the coincidence. I understand where it's coming from about how she could have been a real witness, but I wanted to break that down and why she couldn't have witnessed what she witnessed and relayed that concrete of information that day, and then all of a sudden police switch their bolo. The police are going to require much more evidence than that, especially if they at first think it's a Nissan Sentra, because if they have a witness coming in and saying, yeah, I just saw a Hyundai Elantra with their lights on, that's not enough, especially if they're already thinking it's a Sentra. It would take something as concrete as having video evidence for them to change their bolo. I felt it before. I still feel it now that Molly never truly witnessed Brian, or you could tie her to witnessing until police introduced that idea to her, just like one of the besties that said, it's so scary that we were being stalked this whole time and we didn't even know. Well, that means law enforcement told you. For her to have that much information, for it to be concrete, rock solid, all right, boys, we're switching it from a Sentra to a Hyundai. Unless she had the video or photographic evidence and then showed how that car was actually linked to the person that was committing the crime and not a neighbor that was coming home, that evidence wouldn't exist at that point. Had to be something else.